Hey, what's up, guys? Claro here with Jim. We're gonna collab. We're gonna work on our episode, and our guest is Kainoa Bailey, of course, on Who the Hecker. We stay tuned. We're gonna post that one soon. Jim, of course, we're using his Superman equipment for this episode, so we can't wait, of course, to show you. See ya.
See ya.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Who the Heck Are We? It's a new episode right here. We were busy, of course, during the PFL season, but here we go. We have our edition of the show. Our distinguished guest for this one is Kainoa Bailey. Clara Manzano, your host here. Kainoa, welcome to the show. Thanks for the time, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Long time coming, right? This episode?
Yeah. Been waiting for this one.
I remember when we were talking on Instagram, you're like, "Oh, I'm excited to have my turn." Right?
Yeah.
And then I was free. I think you were back home in the States resting first.
Yeah.
And then now we're free. Okay.
Now we ran into each other at the game.
Yes, sir.
Great game.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll get the win today.
That's true. So we are recording this episode on December 21 in the morning. In the evening, later on, there will be that match between the men's national team and Indonesia away. But the game we're referring to, where kind of when I bumped into each other, was in Rizal Memorial, Philippines versus Vietnam, right?
Yeah.
The ASEAN Mitsubishi Electric Cup. Well, let's get to it first, man. Like, spotlight's on you, honestly.
Right. Yes, sir.
So, you've been having your stint with Cebu as of late. Seems you found like your role there of sorts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we saw when you were with other teams, there'd be the ups and the downs, right? I saw that especially with Stallion, but it seems you're really here in Cebu, man. You're killing it.
Thank you.
How have you been doing? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Cebu's got a great setup. The owner there, he really tries to, I give him a lot of credit because he does everything himself. And hopefully the club continues to grow, but I think for Philippines, I think clubs, like that blueprint that they have is something that like clubs probably should try to follow at least. It's nice you have a stadium we have our own stadium, there's locker rooms, you really feel like, a professional. They provide, food and housing for the players and things like that. Just little things that make it easier for the players, and I think that's important, and, it's a big step for like Philippines football for sure.
Massive, right?
Yeah.
Cebu played its first PFL season in 2022-23, that season.
Yeah.
And then they already qualified for AFC after their first PFL season. I mean, they had two Copas before that, but first league season, you qualify. Now Cebu concluded its second AFC competition, AFC Champions League Two, or the second stint, right? And you were part of that, of course.
Yeah.
It's tough competition, right? And
Yeah.
Cebu did not advance, but you were there. You were able to compete yourself, right?
Yeah, for
Talking
sure.
about you and with the team. How's that whole thing? Yeah.
Yeah,
AFC.
you know, AFC Champions League Two is definitely a good competition, and you know, we had Muangthong, um,
Selangor. Yeah.
Selangor, and we had Jambuk.
Massive.
Yeah, Jambuk was, you know, they play real football for sure.
Yeah.
Um, you know, to be honest, I think you know Muangthong and Selangor. Muangthong, I feel like you know, given if we were to play them again, I think we would do a lot better. Um, you know, and it's just tough, you know, because they're already in the season, you know,
True.
10 games in, and we're, you know, our first game was AFC. We didn't even have league yet.
The AFC, the beginning of AFC was the preseason, right?
Correct.
That's what was tough. I remember. I mean, Kaya and Cebu were like just echoing each other
Yeah,
in that aspect.
yeah.
I called Kaya's first two Shopee Cup games,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the issue: fitness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
That's why I know they're working on really aligning the calendars.
yeah.
Yeah,
Me
like
too.
this one, like they're not gonna do it all of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
like just bit by bit. So it's almost there.
Yeah, it's almost there.
Hopefully, right? Of course. But for you as an individual, right? That must be big for you playing in the AFC level,
For sure.
and then you play in like massive stadiums. That's the
Yeah.
World Cup stadium in John Book.
Yeah.
Right?
It
That's
was
what
yeah,
the
it was World
Tassis
Cup.
told me.
Yeah, World Cup
Yeah.
Stadium. It was nice to be like in a stadium again. You know what I mean? Playing in a stadium. So I love it, man. I love being in those type of environments.
Yeah, even as a broadcaster, right,
Yeah.
I love it myself. I'll just share if you don't mind. There were games right in New Clark City.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
How long ago? A bit recent, right? The 2022.
Mhm.
And when we arrived, I was telling all the camera crew, when we arrive, we all have to look like NBA players. You gotta look swaggy. You know what I'm saying? And then when we get down the van, the guard comes. He goes, "Sir, mga player ba kayo? Are you guys players?"
Yeah.
And then they're all looking at me
Yeah.
because of the
You had the
mission
swag on.
accomplished.
I like that.
Some of our camera crew had the swaggy snapback caps, similar to what you have.
Yeah. You know.
So we were looking and feeling it. Just don't let us hold the ball
Yeah.
of the broadcast team.
Yeah. That's
Some
awesome.
guys can ball down the team. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, going through that stint, of course, and then you're competing in the PFL. Cebu's sitting in the top 4. How's that whole campaign for you? If I can add something, when I was talking to Everin and Barish, so what really hurt you guys is the loss to Digger. Not because Digger's a weak team. They're strong.
Yeah.
They're up there also.
Yeah.
But in the perspective of a team, right? You want to get the win every time. You want to get
Yeah.
3 points. But what do you have to say about PFL so far?
PFL, for me, like, it's definitely more competitive than the previous years that I was here. Obviously, I was away for like one whole season, basically.
Yeah.
But ever since I've been back, like, I definitely noticed the difference. And, you know, they chopped down, you know, some of the teams and just kind of left, like, the top 10. And I think that's important, you know, to keep it competitive, you know, because, you know, every year is pretty much like the same top 3 or, you know, whatever since COVID. So I think it's yeah, definitely way more competitive. And Manila Diggers actually looks really, they look competitive. Like I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they make top 3, you know, stay in there.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, but we'll see with Cebu. I think, you know, we have a lot of good players.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have a lot of good players, and I think, you know, once we just gel it together, you know, we kind of came late, and you know, with the coaching staff and stuff like that, they're still getting acclimated. They're from Turkey, so I think once we get that stuff like sorted, and, you know, not really feeling the pressure with, you know, this tough schedule with AFC and things like that, the travel and just going back and forth between AFC and, you know, PFL, and, you know, I know, you know, the foreign, you know, policy, like the foreign rules and stuff, you know, in AFC they don't have a limit. In PFL,
No more.
Yeah. In PFL we do. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's obviously like a different squad. You can't really like build you know, the main squad.
Yep.
for every single game, it's going to be a different squad, because of that aspect. So, yeah.
That's massive, though. No foreign limit.
Yeah.
But you're able to still break in, right?
Yeah.
Get into the squad, get good runs. That's massive.
I think we had like 11 or 10 foreigners.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so like, that's almost a whole roster.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the fact that you're able to hang with them, right?
Yeah.
And get minutes, massive, right? Being able to contribute to the teams. I've seen that with Kaya also.
Yeah.
Yeah, they, of course, when it's Champions League Two, they take advantage of that no limit, and it's like coaches have more of that freedom. Like a chess game. It's like a chess game with less rules.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, with Cebu, right? You've lived in Metro Manila for quite some time, I presume.
Yeah.
And you make it Metro Manila Plus.
Yeah.
You stayed with Stallion.
Yeah, I was in Binyan.
Yeah.
Binyan. When I first was with ADT, I was in QC. I mean, that's Metro Manila.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And then now you're in Cebu. Props also to Cebu, because other than like owning their own venue and stuff, the team is based literally in Cebu, right?
Yeah.
So you had to move there.
For sure.
Also, right? How's life there? How's the whole thing?
No.
I only went there for like less than 24 hours to call a game once. Yeah.
It's definitely different than like Luzon, like Visayas.
Yeah.
You could feel the vibe. Like, I don't know. It's just different energy there.
Mm-hmm.
People are super nice there. I love the food there. Like lechon is like.
I know, right?
Lechon baka, like that's like my favorite. But yeah, life there is good. You have the beach around. The water is nice. It's like clear. Yeah, I mean, even our living situation where we live, like, is nice. We have the mall right next to it, SM Seaside, and there's honestly like a lot of things to do down in Cebu, and it's close to like other parts of like besides like areas. So it's cheap to go. From island to island. Like you can go to Davao, you can go to Dumaguete, like from Cebu, and it's like accessible. So I like being down there, and it's cool because, like you said, we're based in Cebu.
Yep.
And the fans like get to see, the team, and rep the team that reps Cebu. And I think that's cool because other teams like Davao, like they're not in Davao.
Yeah.
Kaya is not in Iloilo, and the fans don't get to see them on a regular weekend to week. Even though we only had one game in Cebu. Most of the time, in the past they play in Cebu.
Yeah,
they play in Cebu.
Last PFL, almost all the games of Cebu were at home.
And you see the turnout. The fans actually come and support the game, and I think that's important for PFL.
And when I got to call that game there, the crowd is really getting into it. That's literally home field advantage, not just familiarity with the turf and the whole place, but 12 man, right?
Yeah.
Getting into your head for good reasons when you're the home team, and if you're the away team, getting into your head for the bad reasons. Like mind games. Yeah. So with that, are you like after training, or like, oh, we're just gonna go to the beach in the afternoon?
No.
After gym, let's say. The beach is not that close.
No, it's not. Okay. It's not too close. I think the nearest, I think it's like 2 hours away. The nearest one. Yeah.
Still not bad.
Yeah,
I know.
It's not bad. Yeah.
I'd hear from like our Cebuano friends, traffic's getting bad there already. But I think the worst is still here, Metro Manila.
For sure. Like when I came back, I was like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. Especially now, it's all the Balik Bayans are coming back.
That's true.
So. I think it's like, everybody and their mom is Christmas shopping right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like so much traffic. The malls are like filled up. I was in MOA the other day. It's like, it's crazy.
Balikbayan season.
Yeah,
we're recording this.
Yeah.
Balikbayan season. So, of course, it's off season. So, understandably, you're staying here in Metro Manila also, because you're telling me like you have your residence also here.
Yeah.
You said your mom just went home, but she was here. She's part of Balikbayan season.
Yeah.
Your brother Zico's here.
Correct.
Technically, that counts. Balikbayan season.
Yeah.
He's competing with the men's national team, right?
Yeah.
The Mitsubishi Electric Cup.
Yeah.
I think you got titos and titas who were here also.
Yeah.
Your brother was saying. I spoke to him in the mixed zone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a few. They were unable to make the last game, but they came to the first game.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
How was that? You've been living here for some time already,
Yeah,
right? I think you only stay in the States now for short bursts
yeah,
or like more of your rest.
yeah.
So how's that having like your family with you now? Everybody, you
Um,
could argue.
yeah, no, it's always nice, especially like when my dad came out here. Like he gets to see like how I'm really living.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's came here before, but it was like so long ago. It was back in like I was like 10 years old.
Oh yeah,
And he
sometime.
came this time with my mom, and before he left, he was like, "Yeah, I'm moving here."
Oh, okay.
He was like, "Give it 5 years. 5 years, I'm retiring. I'm coming to the Philippines."
Get a house next to the beach.
Yeah.
I know that's what a lot of my friends from like overseas
Yeah.
love and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's your brother. I'm sure you guys get to catch up also.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
brothers are always brothers.
Yeah.
When he's playing here, of course, I'm sure you guys get to spend time together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's some moments when if he has some time, like we stay like maybe 5 minutes from his hotel.
Mm-hmm.
He'll come over and just hang out with us, and yeah, it's good to spend time with him. It's funny, he's like my little brother, so
Mm-hmm.
I always look at him just like like he's still a kid, but now he's 24 years old. He's doing really well. Yeah, I'm excited for him. I think I know he likes it here in Asia, and hopefully they win this afternoon.
Yeah, man.
Tonight, yeah.
We hope the Philippine football community can meet up again in the semis, right?
Yeah.
Rizal Memorial if the men's national team wins versus Indonesia,
Yeah.
and then Vietnam at least gets a draw versus Myanmar. That's the scenario.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah.
We need that. It'll be good for the national team. They look good. They just, just unlucky, I think.
Yeah, despite the results, right?
Yeah.
You see there's something on the
There's
pitch,
something
right?
there, for sure.
There's that thing that makes you proud
Yeah.
when you see them play.
Yeah, for sure.
And the last time I felt that proud, I could say, was after the Filipinas competed in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Like, not sponsored, but when I was walking outside,
Mhm.
I hosted a watch party. You could see the Adidas logo and then the Filipinas.
Yeah.
I really felt that rep your country.
Yeah,
vibe
for sure.
just in the World Cup, even
For
though we got blown out by Norway.
Yeah.
There's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm obviously, like, I would love to be, a part of that group.
Yeah.
But, first, like, I am a fan. Like, I am a fan of the team, and, like, I'm very prideful, like, to be, Filipino, and, like, I feel exactly what, I feel the same way that you feel. Like, just feel very prideful, and, like, I want to go to the games and support the team, So it's nice. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, that was super. And when I looked at records online, am I right? You were called up in 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At
China.
that point, though, yeah, I went to China. I went to the camp previous to that, and I was in Thailand.
Oh, there's a lot of prospects in that camp. It was just a training camp, right?
Yeah, it was Kempter. Who were some of the new guys? Yeah, Kempter. Rantini. I met Rantini there. He's like a great friend of mine. He's like a brother to me, little brother. Yeah, there's a few guys there that are in the squad now that I met while I was there. Lingbo, these guys, Christopher Reyes.
Yeah.
Yes, but at that time, I was still working on my passport and things like that, and
Okay.
I wasn't able to like get any official caps at that point. Yeah.
Well, but you do have your passport.
Yeah,
already, right?
Now I got it. Yeah.
All right. The fans know, guys.
Yeah. I worked hard for that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
The golden ticket.
Golden ticket. I was born and raised here, right? So passport okay. Driver's license, man. Driver's license is hard.
Really?
It's a bit harder now.
Really?
Yeah.
I got mine actually in Cebu.
You did?
Yeah, I got.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so only when you were in Cebu you got your driver's license. Yeah. Okay.
It's funny because like I never had it. Obviously, I've been here, for quite some time, and the only reason why I got it was because like I needed some verification on Gcash, and they wouldn't accept my Filipino passport. They were like, oh, like you're dual or whatever, and they need 2 IDs. And
I see.
Yeah, they wouldn't accept the U.S. passport. So I was like, okay, I'll go and get a driver's license down in Seaside. So
that's a class 1 ID.
Yeah.
No, there's the tiers for IDs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like even like anyone would open a bank account, they ask for 2 IDs.
2 IDs, okay.
I know the passport and the
Yeah.
license works. Just a disclaimer, do not refer to this, of course, for your personal application. Kwentuhan session lang ito, guys. We're just having a chat. But yeah. I know that's how it works. But you can drive obviously because you have your license from the States.
Yeah.
You're allowed to use that for X months.
Yeah, X months exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's other guys also who'd be able to do that. Yeah. So would you drive already here? You used to the traffic?
Oh yeah. I feel like definitely know how to drive here in the Philippines now.
Certified wild driver.
Yeah.
As long as you can drive in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I'm actually scared to drive like in other countries.
Really? Yeah. No. Seriously, I tell my girlfriend all the time. I'm like, yo, if you come to the States, like you would be intimidated by the freeways and the highways. Like it's different. Like people are going 80, 80 miles per hour on the freeways and things like that, and it's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're big freeways. So.
And miles, of course, much faster than kilometers.
Yeah.
Now, me, the reason why I'm scared because everything I do might be a violation. That's my fear, personally, at least.
Yeah.
Like, oh no. But
it's funny you say that. Literally, the first time I drove, I like got in the car, took a left turn, and got pulled over.
Oh man, no left turn.
Yeah, they said I was in the zone where it's like the exits,
The
like
box. Yeah.
I went in, but it was like the traffic enforcer was telling me to go, and then and it was red, and I stopped, and then he just was like, yeah, you gotta pull over, and gave me a ticket and tried to take my license, and yeah.
My unfortunate welcome to the Philippines for you, despite of you being here for a very long time already.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Well, let's get with your career.
Yeah.
Right. So you mentioned the teams that you played for in PFL also, and then there's other things that stand out also. You played for the likes of LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second team, right? But that's a high level.
Very high
and
level.
then that's Bayer Leverkusen.
Bayer Leverkusen, yeah.
Germany,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Germany, USA, playing in competitive leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you end up playing there? Of course,
Yeah.
I'm also asking about the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Because you told me right before the episode that you're from Las Vegas.
Yeah, Las
right?
Vegas.
I know that's still quite a trip, but yeah, can you tell me about those stints?
So, when I was 16, yeah, I basically got scouted by this coach. I was playing with him, and I was playing in PDO at the time, and PDO is like a men's league, and a lot of players like from college they play there during the summer.
Okay.
So I went there when I was like 16. It's obviously like an adult league. I did really well. I didn't believe the coach at that time, but he got mad at us in training one day, and he was like, you guys need to be serious, and I'm actually talking to, he said Frankfurt and Schalke about Bailey right now. And, I kind of like was just like, okay, sometimes coaches they just talk and.
Yep.
Yeah, like after my stint there, I went back to DC United Academy, and I was playing with the under 18s at the time, and he calls me like, I went there in August, and he calls me in like September. He's like, yeah, I'm taking you to Germany, so like, pack your bags and da da da. I couldn't tell a soul. Like I had to tell my coaches, I got to go back home, family emergency, yada yada yada. I ended up going to Germany, and I was supposed to go to Frankfurt, Bayer Leverkusen, and Schalke. The first club I went to was Bayer Leverkusen, and after like, I want to say like 4 or 5 days, they were like, yeah, we want to take you. And so I didn't get to go and experience, Frankfurt or Schalke. Because, as a kid, like you dream of just going to Europe. Especially coming from America, like you dream of going to Europe. Like that's the end goal, not end goal, but that's where you want to be. Is high level, Europe and things like that. At that time, I was, with the U.S. national team and things like that. So, I ended up signing for Leverkusen, and it's funny because I didn't have any college offers up until that point, and then I went to a showcase in December. Academy showcase, and I got selected for like the best 11 for the league and stuff like that. I did really well there, and after that game, like all of a sudden, like literally after the game, like I was getting UCLA calling me, Wake Forest, and they were offering me like full rides. And
D1,
huh?
Division 1.
Yeah, like almost. There was like all the big schools, like even Harvard, like called me. I don't even know how. I don't even have good grades to be honest. They're like Harvard, like messaged me, and yeah. So, but I had to like respectfully, obviously, like decline because my dream was to go to Europe. And,
Yeah.
So I ended up in Leverkusen. Uh, Something happened in the first part of the season when I signed there. I had to wait till I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
But so the cutoff was August 31st. I'm born August 2nd.
Okay.
So I turned 18, and then they were able to,
Perfect timing, is that right?
almost. Yeah,
Almost.
Something happened where they couldn't get my player's license. So the first half of the season, I wasn't able to play. And at this point, they have like under 19 Champions League.
Yeah.
And I was with the second team, and mostly, I did train with the first team, a few times. That's like when Sun was there, like Heung-min Son,
Mm-hmm.
Kiesling and Toprak, like these big guys. So I would see like these guys around and stuff like that. But the first half of the season was literally I could only train like from August to December. I could only train. I wasn't able to. So I think that like hurt me a little bit. And then the second half of the season, the two coaches that brought me in, they ended up moving on. And I was still able to get some games in the second half of the season, but Leverkusen they wanted to change things around, and they ended up disbanding the second team. So so at that point, um, I ended up going to Galaxy. Was in LA Galaxy too for I think 2.5 seasons, almost 3 seasons, and yeah, honestly, it was really competitive there. I mean, some of those guys were amazing players. Some of the guys on second team, first team that came down to the second team, great players. They have a great academy system, great coaches, great facilities. I love my time there at Galaxy. Like, I didn't want to leave. So, yeah, so that's really what happened. And then after Galaxy, I actually went back to Germany. Because I had a knee surgery, and then I needed to get back into it, and I decided to go back to Germany. I played Oberliga.
Okay.
And then came back. I was gonna hang up the boots actually.
Really?
Yeah.
This is about 2019 already?
Yeah, like it's like 2019. I was like, you know what, like I don't know if I can. I was still thinking about Europe, and and playing at a high level in America. I was like, I don't know if I can do it. Like my knee and things like that. And all of a sudden, I actually made a joke with my mom, and I told her, I was like, maybe I should go play, the Philippines or something like that. She was like, I don't know, and then I kid you not, like 2 days, a week later, like national team like messaged me on Instagram. I had to ask OJ Porteria if it was like real. I was like, yo, is this the national team? And because I actually played with OJ in
DC United.
Yeah, DC United.
That's where OJ went to, right?
Yeah. So I know OJ for a long time since he was a kid. So, but yeah, I was, and I made that joke, and then now we're here.
Really? Like,
yeah, literally.
They just messaged you 2 days after, like you and your mom just talking about it.
Yeah, I swear, it was literally like 2 days to like 5 days. I was like making a joke with her,
man,
and they like messaged me. And it was crazy. So I guess everything, it's meant to be, I guess.
I don't know what to say. Wow, that's perfect timing, right?
Yeah,
of sorts.
Yeah,
man. That's sad, of course. Like what happened in Leverkusen, like the team disbanded, right? Because you were there already. It's understandable why you wanted to go back to Europe, because you getting involved, you know that you can do it, right?
Yeah,
you got to train with people in the first team, so you reached Sun also, right? Other big names also for sure.
Julian Brandt.
Whoa.
Julian Brandt was very good talent over there. Yeah,
man. Because if I recall also, I think Kevin Ingresso might have barely reached Sun, but they weren't really teammates, I think.
I
think Hamburg.
Yeah. They were. I think they were.
Or at least got some training sessions together, right? I did get to talk about that with Ingresso. Was that when he guested in the podcast also? So yeah, your moment also hanging with the big names, right? They get you to raise your game. Yeah. But other than OJ, were there other eventual PFL or Filipino national team players who you encountered?
That I knew before.
Yeah, like as a kid. Sometimes there's those stories where
Yeah.
some guys just go together, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There's that with OJ. Nate Berkey did say, because he's from like the East Coast,
Yeah.
right? Like Washington, D.C. area, Virginia. He'd see this kid who had really great dribbling skills.
Really?
When of course Nate Berkey is older than OJ, and Nate just said, "I know this guy is Filipino." Yeah, so just living in the same area.
Yeah.
He knew who he was.
Wow.
Yeah, but did you have moments like that? Of course.
No, it was just
traveling just OJ.
Yeah, it was just OJ, and I remember like when he left because I think I'm a year younger than OJ.
I think so.
So I was because I was like 14 with the under 16s, and so he was my teammate. And I remember after that, I ended up, leaving DC to go to Real Salt Lake, and I know he left after that, and he came straight to the Philippines at like 16 years old, I think. I think so, but I remember like I'd be on Instagram and I would see him. I'm like, yo, where is he at? I'm like, he's lit. He's playing in Asia, and I would see him here playing in the Philippines, doing really well. And that's why I was like making that joke with my mom. Like I saw a picture of him playing. I think it was with Sarah's at the time.
Yeah, OJ had stints with Kaya and Ceres.
Yeah.
He got to play AFC Cup.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, like maybe I should go out there and give it a go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how that's. Yeah.
I was telling OJ, he guested also in the podcast. I'm here. I'm going to school. I know OJ. You're like a year older than me. And you're already playing pro. and I'm in school trying to get my homework done. Yeah. Getting that. That's part of the game. Starting early and stuff, right? You did that. Going to Europe over D1 and stuff.
Yeah, I left home at 13. To pursue football. I went to DC United at 13 years old to develop my game and stuff like that.
I'm sure that allowed you to mature as not just a football player, but like someone outside of the game, right?
Yeah, for sure.
As a person growing up, adulting as we call it, right? Our generation.
Yeah, I was always with like older guys. Like everybody was always older than me. I lived in a house with guys that were like anywhere from 15 to 18 years old. So yeah, it definitely makes you mature faster, and you just learn a lot, to be honest. Like, yeah, I don't know if I recommend it to other.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
It's not easy. No, it's definitely not easy.
Yeah, I'm sure you were away from family when you were in Europe, but when you were like Salt Lake, Utah, you're in the East Coast. Do you have relatives with you, or there were times you were on your own also?
No, the whole time I was on my own.
Oh, man.
The whole time. The only time that I wasn't on my own was my last year. My aunt lived in Maryland, so she, thank God to her, she let me stay with her, and I would take the train to training every in DC. I would take the subway and go to training from Maryland all the way to DC. So.
It's just your aunt or tita and your mom's side, dad's side? Your dad's side.
Yeah. So it's funny because like my dad's from the Caribbean. He's Jamaican.
Jamaican, right?
Yeah, Jamaican and Bajan from Barbados.
Yeah.
And so like his side of the family, like they're all on the East Coast, close to the Caribbean.
Oh yeah, there you go.
My mom's side, they're all on the West Coast.
Yeah, typical Pinoy, right?
Yeah. They're like in Washington, Vegas, Hawaii. Yeah.
So you're sold pretty much West Coast, East Coast.
Yeah. Pretty much, everything.
Family all over the place.
Yeah, all over the place.
Yeah, that's why it's super special for you now, right? We were talking about it earlier, that a lot of family, you could say, is here in Manila during Balikbayan season.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm grateful. Just like being able to come back to the Philippines, like it's my roots, on my mom's side, and like being able to see like where she's from and how you say really get in touch with like the culture and things like that. Like makes me understand certain things. Like growing up, because you have like Filipino like tendencies and things like that, and then you come here and you understand why. You just think it's normal, but then you come here and you start to learn more about the culture, and you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It's
like closure of sorts, right?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. And things like that. So it's cool.
Let's talk about it now, though. Give it You have one parent who's Filipino.
Mm.
Everyone with Filipino parents, of course, we know what it's like when they get mad. But let's talk about your Filipino side, of course.
Yeah.
How's your mom when she gets mad at you and your siblings? You have one brother, or you have other siblings too?
Yeah, I have another brother. His name is Bryce.
Bryce.
Yeah, yeah, he's a legend, man. He's a gamer.
Okay.
Yeah, he likes to game a lot. Super smart guy, like super smart kid. Um, he lives in Vegas right now.
Like esports and stuff?
No, he does like honestly, I don't know the games that he played, but I know he played like Fortnite, like those type of games.
Those type of games?
Yeah, like
okay.
super intricate games and stuff like that.
Okay. I had some cousin who went to there's like a Tekken World Cup or something. I forgot the name of the game exactly. It was in Vegas, but that's years back. Yeah. But anyway, so you're 3 brothers.
3 brothers, yeah.
Okay, we're same actually. I have 3 brothers.
Oh yeah?
We're 3 brothers also.
Are you the oldest?
I'm the middle.
Middle, okay. Yeah, Bryce is the middle.
Bryce is the middle.
I'm the oldest.
You're the kuya.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get to that. When your mom gets mad at you guys, she flips the switch. She goes Filipino mode on you guys, right? Speaking Filipino.
Get the belt. Get the belt. I always remember one time she told me personally go get the belt. She's like, yeah, you gotta pull your pants down. It's just but she's a nice woman. She's a nice woman.
Yeah.
She's relatively nice. Yeah.
Now the reason why we ask this is because we're Filipinos. That's how we grew up.
Yeah.
1 Filipino parent, 2 Filipino parents.
Yeah.
I had to. I'm friends with Christopher Reyes also. We've been in touch, and normally for the Pinoys who are born overseas, it's their mom who's Filipino.
Yeah.
But for Christopher, it's his dad.
Yeah.
So there's this guy. I think he's like Filipino Canadian.
Okay.
Instagram, like Kyle. And maybe you see those videos on Instagram. I'll show it to you after. Okay. But she shows that side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even if you were born in the Philippines or if you're Filipino born abroad, relate.
Yeah.
Then it's the mom getting mad in the skits.
Yeah.
So I tell Christopher, bro, I'm curious because it's your dad who's Filipino. So when he's the one who gets mad, is he also like that? And he goes, yeah, brother. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I guess also because our dad wasn't the one doing like the getting angry at us.
Your dad was.
It was the mom. It was our mom who did our getting mad.
Mom,
Similar for you?
Yeah, it's my mom. Yeah. To be honest, I was tough to handle growing up. So,
okay.
Yeah, I was a bad kid. But,
Bad boy, as we say. Bad boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is our usual survey of the Filipino stories growing up. Yeah. And you growing up as like a Filipino in Las Vegas, right? How was that? There's a strong Filipino community there too, I assume, or were you also integrating with your dad's side with Jamaican, right? Because there's 3 flags right next to your
Jamaican
profile online.
Barbados,
I believe there's US also, and Jamaica, Barbados, and then Philippines.
Yeah, Philippines.
So of course, there's a different cultures you're exposed to.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
How was that growing up? Were you mainly sticking with like the Filipino side, or were you mixing it up?
Definitely like a mix. I actually grew up with like a lot of Latinos in Vegas, and I actually grew up like in a small town called Bullhead City, Arizona.
Okay.
Up until I was like 10, and then like I said, I left when I was 13. So when I was 10, I moved to Vegas, and I spent 2.5 years there. But yeah, it was definitely like mixed. Like white kids, black kids, Asian kids. But as far as like what I felt in touch with, like it's definitely like in the house there was definitely a strong influence of like all cultures for sure. Yeah. My grandma, I was around my grandma a lot. She's super Jamaican. And, my mom's mom, I remember a lot of her, but, she's born and raised out here. Like, she's super Filipino, Ilocano.
Ilocos, okay. Yeah. That's where you guys are from.
Pangasinan.
Pangasinan.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, getting exposed to everything. Food also, for sure?
Food, everything. I remember, like our house wasn't really like that, but going to my aunt's house, my mom's sister's house, like I went a lot. I went like every weekend in Vegas. you know, you go in the house, it smells like straight fish, like rice, like bangus, like, you know, lumpia. So yeah, I remember a lot of things. And then, like I said, you come here and you're like, oh, okay, makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. And then here it's that, you don't say more intense version, multiplied by 100 because that's what everyone eats.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I love Filipino food, to be honest.
Balut, yes or no?
I need to try it. Honestly, I'm ready to try it.
Let's go.
I'm ready to try it. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I retired from balut.
Really?
I tell people.
There's like different versions of it though, right?
There's like grilled balut now. I haven't tried it yet.
Grilled balut?
Yeah.
But like you could get like the embryo in like different phases of it, right? Like
yeah.
So what would you suggest is like tolerable, I guess?
Get the least developed one, man.
The least developed
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
I gotta try that one.
I won't spoil the party by that part.
Yeah.
By adding more.
Yeah.
Just get the least developed part.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
After the Iraq game, at home here in Rizal, there's a balut man who dropped by.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I gotta have this.
Yeah.
Might have had 2 or 3 eggs.
Really?
Yeah. I know it's high in cholesterol also, but
Is it like it's chewy or is like a crunchy?
to quote other people, it's like hard-boiled egg. Mainly.
Really?
There's like 2 parts of balut.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry to the people, but there's the part, of course, it's like the chick.
Okay.
And then there's the part after. Jim, do you know the other part? Jim, of course, our videographer. There's the chick and then the yolk. Something like that, yeah. So like the yolk part's just like egg.
Yeah.
And the chick.
It's the hard part.
It's the chick? Yeah, there you go. The yolk's a bit like hard-boiled egg.
Okay.
And the chick's a little slimy. Let's put it that way.
Okay. I'm gonna try it. We'll try it.
Yeah. I mean, if you just magically find balut one day, and we can do an eating session.
Yeah, we'll
stream it.
I'm down.
Invite some of our friends.
Yeah.
Some guys say no, but like, no, you gotta come.
Yeah.
I recall, he was your teammate, of course. Finn McDaniel, straight up no.
He's what?
Straight up no, balut.
Oh yeah. He's not gonna try it. Finn's not gonna try that.
Yeah, I remember asking everyone also. Yeah. But let's go back a little with your football career.
Yeah.
Did you have like this exact role model or player you looked up to growing up? You were well traveled, so did it change per place, or was there this childhood team that you supported?
To be honest, I've always just been like a fan of football. Like I wasn't like a, you know, like a diehard like Man United fan or like a diehard Barcelona fan. Like I was more fans of like just like players. You know? Like growing up, I loved Robinho. You know, some players that people don't know, like Danielson. You know, they're not like super big players, but yeah, like I looked up to guys like that. I actually like would like post. I would like print out like pictures of these guys like Ronaldo, Messi, and stuff like that. I make my own posters. So I couldn't buy like a poster myself. I was so young, and I would just like tape them on the wall, tape them on the ceiling, and things like that. Like so, and like I had like a binder, and I put all the pictures in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was like definitely like more of a like fan of like players.
Players themselves.
Yeah, I looked up to players, and I would watch like football with my dad, you know, on the weekends and stuff like that. We would watch like all the games. We would just watch all the games. Yeah.
This would be like games on TV, or would you go to like
games
stadium
on TV.
on TV?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because Vegas, there was no
MLS
professional team.
right,
No MLS. Yeah, we only have a USL team there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like it's only now that they're attracting other sports also.
As
of or
they
lately.
They have a women's basketball team that's doing really well there.
Yep.
Raiders are there now. Yeah, but yeah, football was definitely like the one thing I gravitated to growing up. Like played every sport pretty much in the streets, like in the neighborhood with my friends and stuff like that. But like football was like the sport for me for sure. Yeah.
So you tried your hand at basketball?
Yeah, I tried basketball. Hated baseball.
Okay.
Like, I don't like that ball flying and like that. Like
Well, that's gonna come at you.
yeah. Like when it hits you, it hurts. American football. I wanted to try American football.
Did you?
Yeah. But my parents were like, "No, you're not doing that." You know,
very physical sport.
Yeah. My uncle played, 11 years in NFL.
Yeah, your uncle.
Yeah, and they were like, yeah, he got injured and retired or whatever. They were like, no, you're not doing that.
Man.
Yeah.
What's your uncle's name? Yeah.
Robert Bailey.
Robert Bailey. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is dad's side.
Yeah, that's
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Two Super Bowl rings. He's I believe he still holds the record for longest punt return. Something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, something like that.
Man.
Yeah, he played for UM, like University of Miami. He was
Uh-huh.
part of like that whole like Bad Boys era in
Oh.
the '90s. Yeah,
Man.
yeah. So he's like he really like played in the league. Yeah.
So there was that path of sorts, right? He
Yeah.
almost influenced you
Yeah,
in that
yeah,
aspect, right?
yeah. But
Man.
yeah, he's now he's an NFL agent. You know, he's
Mhm.
still in the game in some sort of way. So
Mhm.
yeah, he's got some pretty big players. It's cool.
So your uncle's Jamaican American, right? Your dad's brother. Yeah.
Jamaican, Bayesian. He was born in Barbados.
Barbados, yeah.
Yeah. So
Because I know, who's this? The brother of Gabe Norwood. I think he still plays in the NFL, right?
Gabe Norwood.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the basketball player?
Yeah, Gabe Norwood,
Yeah,
like
okay.
the basketball player,
Yeah,
the
he
Gilas
does play,
player.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, he plays in the NFL.
or at least played. Jim, do you remember his name? I think Jordan Ba. But it's Gabe. He's Gabe Norwood's brother. I forgot his first name, but
Yeah.
he has a record also.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called. I think it's their longest run with the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I don't really know the terms. Yeah. But he has something also. Just wanted to share.
Yeah.
Uh, I, I think it was a run to that. It was a run, like something like distance covered for a touchdown.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we'll leave it there. Also, I'm not really the American football guy. I just wanted to share
Yeah. Same.
the kwentuhan.
Yeah.
Well, with basketball, I just wanted to ask. Like, you tried playing a little competitive. I can share. I know Sea Dog Schaffner.
Yeah.
I
I was with
believe.
him the other day.
Oh yeah, he said I think he played point guard.
Oh
I
really?
think his mom was like, supporting him to play that sport. And
Yeah, I
then,
bet. Yeah.
but I was asking, so were you playing with a man bun already? He's like, no, I had a mohawk and a rat tail.
Oh wow.
So I can imagine Sea Dog balling that way. But what's Kainoa Bailey, the hooper?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, it's just I would just play like like I said, just like at the park with my friends. Like we would play like 2-2, 3-3.
Mhm.
But yeah, I wasn't the greatest basketball player for sure.
That was more in recreation.
Yeah, and
what
I
you
played
play.
like in PE and like I would just get by because I was athletic. It wasn't because I was super good or anything. I would just get by because I was athletic, fast, pass the ball. I'm not shooting, just pass the ball, make some plays, and that's it.
Jordan is a verb here in the Philippines.
Jordan.
Yeah, like Michael Jordan's last name.
He's a
Juma Jordan, like when you're in the air, hang time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I figured that's how you were, like jumping high and stuff.
Yeah, no, yeah, but I couldn't shoot for my life.
Okay.
to be honest, I'm not that great.
That's why you'll shoot in the football pitch.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk about your football career. Right. So you're fast, you're athletic, you bring that to the field. Right? We see you're good with tight spaces. When Coach Ernie was introducing you before in the Stallion, like the press con or like the Stallion episode you guys had on the show, he said one plan was to unleash Kainoa Bailey. That's with your pace, right? So that's what you bring as a player, right? Because you play in the midfield, even in the attack, you have dribbling capabilities. But if we ask you though, like, what do you bring? We see it, right?
Yeah.
Like, but we want to ask you, like, what do you bring to the table with style of play?
I think for me personally, I feel that my game is like a little bit different than like what people are probably used to seeing. I like to dribble a lot. I like to showboat, to be honest, a little bit too. But I think that just comes with like the joy of like playing, football. I've always thought like football is meant to. It's also like entertainment. You want to give people a show and things like that, but also you have the business side of like, obviously you have to win and you have to contribute and score goals and have assists. But yeah, like as far as like what I bring to the table with the team and stuff like that, I'm a little bit older now and I have a little bit more experience than most of the guys on the team. So like I just try to like be a leader, like by example, and just try to give like good advice and sometimes when guys are like in a rut or something like that, I just try to help them out, and because I've kind of like been through it all,
Yeah.
to be honest. So yeah, like that's really what I feel like I bring to the table. Yeah, for sure.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
We got to see it, of course,
Yeah.
during PFL and stuff.
Yeah.
We're also during the beginning of the end, right? But
Yeah.
if you could answer questions, you got called up to the national team already. I'm sure you want to get called up again,
Yeah,
so
for
you
sure.
can get caps
Yeah, I need
in
some.
the bag.
Yeah.
For you, what else do you need to bring out in yourself? As an
Yeah, I mean,
individual?
I feel like just to go back a little bit, like with Ernie, and being with Stallions, like it was tough for me just because like I was dealing with some injuries and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that, and it was I had to like I pretty much played that whole season like injured.
When you were with Stallion,
Yeah, when I was with Stallion,
man.
I had a reoccurring groin injury, and kind of just had to like suck it up and play. So I don't think I was able to get like the best out of myself, but somehow made it to Indonesia after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like what I want, in the future is, if the opportunity, continues to present itself, like this time, playing in Champions League, that's like a good showcase for myself. I'll keep playing. So, I definitely want to. I still have like the vision in my head of like being on the national team and like wanting to represent, the Philippines, and I still have that dream, of making my mom proud and like representing her and my family and things like that. I'm glad Zico's doing it. Like I feel like I'm living through him a little bit, because he's doing it. I'm so proud of him. But yeah, like definitely want to continue and see if I can make it to the national team and try to go back overseas if the opportunity presents itself for sure.
I know. I'm sure you want to join. You and your brother want to join this company of sorts because once upon a time there's the Young Husbands playing, the brothers.
Yeah.
There's the Hartman brothers also.
Yeah.
The Great Witch brothers.
Yeah.
There's other brothers who've come along the way also. I'm sure you want to join that list of like brotherly tandems, you could call them.
Yeah, Bailey,
for sure.
Bailey brothers would be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You guys bring out the swag too, the hairstyle.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. He's got the dreads, I got the curls.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And then with that also, let's say 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
5 years, man. Hopefully still playing. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, anything can happen. I mean, I would love to go into like business of some sort, but hopefully, still in and out of the Philippines. Still coming back here and doing, whether that's playing football or like just being here and living here. Like I would like to live here, to be honest. Like even after football and stuff like that. Like living in the Philippines would be cool for me.
Yeah, like similar to what your dad said, right?
Yeah. They'll be all here, so I think that would be cool. Yeah.
All right. And then to wrap up, of course, close to wrapping up. Let's say that if that time comes, like when you retire, which I think is still a while from now, when people say, "Uy, Kainoa Bailey, PFL player, or former player by then, hopefully former Philippine national team player too," and what do you want them to remember you by?
Honestly, just like, obviously like good player, you know what I mean? Like somebody that like gave his all. But as far as like just if people were to have an interaction with me, like I just want them to like remember that like I'm a good person, and that like I give my best to like whether it's a team or if I do get the chance with the national team, like give my best with the national team. But yeah, just like being a good person and like leaving my mark on them, like when they remember me, like oh, like he was cool, like he's a cool guy. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's more about how you were as a person.
Yeah,
right?
for me, yeah.
As a human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Props to that, of course.
Yeah.
But to end, of course, I want to give you the chance to like say hello to your family, friends, relatives, supporters.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're in Cebu, so I'm sure the Cebu FC crowd, man,
Yeah,
like supporters.
Yeah, I need you guys to come out next half of the season and support us. We need you guys. I think we're like third or something like that. We're like third place.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get back in the Champions League. We need another run. So, yeah, appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching.
All right, guys, that does it for this episode of Who the Heck Are We? Of course, our distinguished guest for this one, Kainoa Bailey, and this is Clara Manzano, your host. Thanks a lot again for your time.
Appreciate you, man. Yes, sir.
All right, see you guys.